Oh. Oh. Fuck.
We're not going to do it.
Hello?
Wrong one. Wait, wrong one. Wait. Oh, shit.
Wait, I kissed so many blokes on the weekend. I have so many videos of me kissing men. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I don't think I got a video of me and you.
No, me too. Me too.
What? Oh, you did. You
Yeah,
did.
100%. Oh, I didn't get a video, but
Yeah.
that was definitely
Lots of videos.
a lot of. I kissed more men on the weekend than my own partner.
Same, massively. Massively.
You have to fill in the blanks on what we're talking about.
We're talking about kissing blokes as blokes, which is great.
real
Which is
love.
fun.
It's real love.
Some would say it's better. Welcome back to the Split Shift podcast, where we cut through the bullshit and the noise of the fitness industry. My name is Jamie.
And my name is Daniel. Logged in the episode. Oh man, what a time! We missed you guys. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been we've had a little bit on since then. We had Jamie's 30th. He turned 30 at his birthday party. We're still recovering from all the men that we kissed.
That's taken some souls, that party.
That has taken some souls. So enjoy this one. But also, something else happened.
We did anal.
Jamie got engaged.
The first time. Oh yeah, we got engaged. I got engaged too.
Engaged.
Which I think was like somewhat subconsciously the past for me to just kiss a bunch of blokes in front of a fiance.
Yeah, because like you're locked in now. Yeah, you're done.
Everybody thinks I'm straight. Like I got the ring to prove it.
Yep.
But here I am.
That's a big ring.
Kissing a whole bunch of blokes. So
really compensating.
yeah, that's new. Got engaged. Turned 30. We had a big pub crawl.
Big pub crawl.
Yeah.
Big.
Very, very large.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a beautiful day. Don't remember much of it. But you know what? That's what we're here for. It's all about balance, right?
We don't do it often, but when we do, we do.
We do.
We do. It was actually one of the only times I had such a massive day/night, and I woke up in the morning, I was like, worth it.
Yeah, me too.
Worth it. I was like, yeah, actually worth it.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I was up, I did the math, I was up for a full 24 hours. A full 24 hours because I had slow lane in the morning.
So true. Yeah, same actually. I didn't even think about that.
And then the time strike, like clocked back an hour.
Yeah.
And if we add that in there, it was over 24 hours. I did an all-nighter.
Though it's insane that was my average Saturday night as a 21-year-old. I think I averaged like 25-hour Saturdays. Wake up, work, start drinking at midday, stay out till 5 a.m.
That was
every Saturday.
Late teens, early 20s. Life.
Don't do that. That is not the split shift way.
It's not where we're about that. This is where we
do not drink. Do not drink.
Unless you turn 30.
Caffeine is bad. Alcohol's bad. We should probably start the episode.
Yeah.
We got a couple questions.
We got a couple questions for you all, and we're going to be passing them from Jimbo, and Jimbo will pass it on to me.
We really need a bit of stock up on these questions as well. So shoot them in. We might start writing the questions in the Instagram stories now as well.
Yeah.
Get a bit more of that shit going because we definitely don't want to fucking have to worry about not having enough questions that are compelling that people want to fucking know. So
people can resonate with. People can understand. I'm like, dude, I've been there before. I'm going through that right now.
Yes.
What are the answers for that? Well, we're gonna fucking tell you, but you have to send them through, all right?
You need to ask the fucking questions if you want the questions answered because we are very, very wise men. 3 wise men.
Who's the third one? Question for you, Jimbo. Why do I feel guilty for taking care of myself?
Oh, hectic.
Short, sharp, and straight to the kisser.
Fuck.
Specific.
Why do I feel guilty for helping myself? Fitness, health. 6 minutes 20.
6 minutes 20,
Just
apparently.
because.
Because we can.
Yeah. Nice.
Sweet.
It's a little bit fiddly.
2, 1.
Yep. Why do I feel guilty for helping myself? A question I actually don't hear this question often, but I do deal with this fucking issue all the time, particularly with mothers. Mothers seem to be the one. Fathers sometimes as well, but definitely with mums, that feeling of guilt when you're going to the gym, the feeling of guilt when you're, not making time for yourself because you are prioritizing everything else except for yourself. Happens fucking all the time. I feel particularly if you're a mother of 1 or 2, I swear, I feel like any of my mums that are mums of 3 just fucking don't give a fuck anymore. They're just like, fuck that third kid.
Fuck that kid, they can
Like,
pay for themselves.
literally, like, we've done it twice, third kid, no fucking worries. That's actually so true when I look at my client. Anyway, irrelevant. So yes, why do you feel guilty when you want to take care of yourself? There's your values. You give a fuck about things that aren't necessarily just about yourself. Your perception of this whole situation might be skewed due to love or whatever you want to call it, or, nurturing. But it happens all the fucking time. You wake up, you get up early, 6 a.m. for your morning walk. You chuck your tights on. You walk out the door and you're like, fuck, I actually have those emails to answer. Fuck, I've got to get back to Jenny from work. She was stressing me out. The kids are going to be up soon. Got to get them ready for fucking school. Blah, blah, blah. Your hubby keeps fucking asking you for the 3rd time this week where the fucking scissors are. Like, you're like, what the fuck? You got to be you feel like you need to be everywhere for everybody else. Where's the time for yourself? It's when you do not consider it an essential or a non-negotiable, that's when it gets really fucking hard. When it's something that you're trying to fit into your week as just a thing that you should do instead of a must do, that's when it becomes difficult. When it becomes a must do, you allocate the time early on. You create this lifestyle where it's non-negotiable. It's just what you do. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is by changing your frame, zooming out a little bit, changing your frame and understanding why you're doing it. When the plane goes down, let's say you're on Jetstar. No, you'd fly with Emirates or something. Nothing wrong with Jetstar. I fly with Jetstar all the time. Customer service, horrible. But
cheap flights.
Cheap flights, very good. So if the plane is going down, when they have the little safety briefing, they tell you secure your own mask first before securing others. So the same goes for life. If you are always putting the mask on your kids, putting the mask on your husband, putting the mask on your boss or your co-workers before you're actually taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to give to them anymore. You're going to fucking run out of oxygen and you're going to be fucked. Then they're going to be asking you, what's wrong with you? Why are you so moody all the time? And then you can't show up the way that you want to show up for them moving forward. And that's when we come into real fucking issues. So you need to understand that you're not choosing yourself instead of the people in your life and the commitments in your life. You're choosing yourself for the commitments in your life and the people in your life. You're choosing yourself so you can show up better for them. So you can actually be the person that you want to be for them. That's the biggest change of frame that I've worked with my clients that go through this stuff, because it fucking is extremely common now that I think about it, now that's running through my head a bit more. But you are doing the thing for them, not for yourself, because it's me trying to tell you or tell the questioner tell them you need to do this because you're going to be able to be better. You need to prioritize yourself. You're not going to fucking prioritize. If you got kids, you're not going to prioritize yourself. It's an unrealistic expectation for you to mentally prioritize yourself when you would literally die for these people in your life. I'm just assuming this mothering role like now because I feel like that's the most common one, but it could be anything. Could be work, could be friend commitments, whatever it is. But you care more about those people than you do about yourself. So you need to be able to align this process with your values, with the things that you actually care about.
Yep.
If you can do that, that's when you can start making progress in that area. The other thing you can also do is reverse it. Zoom out a little bit and fucking reverse it. Understand that if you choose, because it is a choice, if you choose to not show up for yourself, not follow through with your commitments to your health, to your exercise, to your rest, to your nutrition, the things that we know are going to make you generally a better human all around, because you're going to be able to have more energy, you're going to be able to do things you want to do. If you choose to not show up for yourself in those areas, you are going to be hurting the people that you care about, because you will not be able to show up with enough energy. You will not be able to show up in a positive frame of mind when you know that you're letting yourself down. Reverse it. Don't think I'm being selfish by trying to do this. That's what I fucking hate. You know how everybody says, oh, you got to be a little bit selfish. It's not fucking selfish. It's actually selfless, because you're doing it for other people. It's fucking easier. What you're doing right now is fucking easier. It's easier to not do the things that you need to do for you, not be that ideal version of yourself. It's much easier to not be that ideal version of yourself and not worry about that because you're trying to show up for those kids. It's easier doing that. So do the hard thing and actually show up for yourself so you can be better. think of it like a little fireplace. Think of it like you are the fire in your household that's warming up the whole house. You're warming up your kids, you're warming up your husband, you're warming up everything in your house. But if you don't keep putting logs on that fire, that's going to dwindle. And that's when people are going to start noticing. People don't notice when the fucking plane takes off and lands, everything's fine. They notice when the plane crashes though. You know what I mean? You need to make sure that plane doesn't fucking crash. You need to make sure that you're going out to the woods and picking up that fucking firewood, bringing it back and putting it on the fire. You need to just do that and make it fucking easy for yourself. Make it easy for yourself to do it. That was like 10 seconds over. But yeah.
Mic drop.
Holy fuck. That was like a very fast 6 minutes.
Woo,
Holy shit.
that was gorgeous.
I was going through that. I thought of these fucking different things with clients and stuff.
Could not agree.
Because it's fucking super common.
Yeah, massively common. And I think like with a nurturing role, someone's like, oh, I can't relate. Like I don't have kids, but like you can see through like the experience of the clients is that 100% they will not put themselves first anymore. If you feel guilty and you're in that position where you don't want to put yourself first, it's such a good way to look at it when you're like, well, think of why you're actually doing the thing to make it to benefit those things you actually care about. So you're still doing things bigger than yourself anyway.
Yes.
You're just doing it in a tactical way of, like, oh, I'm putting me or things on what I need to do. And in turn, it's going to benefit my kids or my work or my husband, my family or wife, whatever it may be. The shit that you actually care about.
Your values.
It's a massive, massive thing.
That also ties into, I'm sure this has fucking happened to you before. Not you personally, but like with clients. Fucking relationships. You know, when you train that person, they get fucking shredded and confident and then they go and get in a relationship, then they leave you and they get fat because they're comfortable in that relationship. So they don't want to. I was actually talking to one of my clients who's recently got in a relationship over the last 6 months and they noticed this about themselves. They started, but they were quite self-aware. So they did notice it before it was too late. They stopped showing up for themselves. They stopped going to the gym as much. They stopped prioritizing their food because they're in this comfy zone. They're in this zone where it's like,
it's good.
Oh, everything's really nice, which is fucking awesome. Embrace that shit. But you need to make sure that you prioritize the things that make you, which is you are a person of value. You're a person that values your own health and the way you show up. Yeah, keep going, sorry.
No, I could not agree more with that too. It's like, there was this, I don't know where I heard it, but it kind of stuck with me. If it's like, if someone was like dealing with this with like relationships, for example, is that you're two individual people coming together to celebrate each other.
Yes.
And then you're growing together, right? So circle of influence, go figure. But it all starts with what you're doing too. And it's easy to kind of get caught up with that because comfortability, and when you know, like you got a great partner or you're in a relationship that you're happy with, say you got a job that you enjoy and all that type of stuff, it's easy to just go to the wayside and just say, fuck that, like I've got it all, I am sweet, until it hits that moment of like, fuck, it's not sweet. And it's a moment, like it can probably build up, but how often have you heard with clients, but this even happened with myself in the past, and when I got complacent, even when I look at myself and I'm like in the mirror or like had a bit of a moment where I'm like, shit, this is not where I want to be at all. How did it get to this point? And it can happen. And so it's managing, learning how to manage that, learning how to bring that back to you to say, how can you show up for you so you can do better for other people with people that you actually care about? Because that's how it amplifies it all.
It's a hard frame of mind to be in. Like you'll need to, unless that is your standard and you know what your standard is, it's hard to constantly remind yourself of that. It's easier for us because we fucking work in the industry, but for the average person, it's fucking difficult. Like, you got kids, work, fucking partners, all this sort of shit, all these other things that are taking up your brain and your brain power that you need to show up for. So it's hard to charge your own fucking batteries and do the things that are going to keep you moving and keep you energetic, particularly when they are things that drain you immediately. You know, going for that, doing that workout will drain you. You'll feel a little bit fucked after, but you know, do that for 6 months, you're going to be a fucking different person.
It's very true. It's very true. It's something also that I think could be really valuable if you're feeling that extra guilt is really celebrate the wins when you do it as well. So you're rewiring, you're actually turning it into a strength-based approach of just like, I did the thing that was a little bit of a harder for me mentally because you think it's like you're being selfish when you're actually being selfless. But celebrate that I'm like, I did that actually work out. I actually went for that walk on my, on my own. Like I followed through on the things I was doing and really just put yourself like a massive pat on the back to say, I fucking did that. And it also changes our way of thinking through stacking these wins to say, no, I'm actually super glad that I'm doing these things for me because I'm seeing the benefits, but also I am my own number one supporter now. You know, you're really showing up for that side of your life too, showing that you can be, you know, your number one fan as well. Something about, you know, having those wins there. Love it. Yeah, that's a fucking, it's a good one.
That's actually a banger.
That's
Very
a
nice.
banger.
Very nice. Let's go. All right.
Oh,
Hardly know. Oh no. All right. Bro, I'm engaged now, so can't talk about that stuff on camera.
Hardly know him.
Apparently, like, also my now fiance was the one taking the photos of me kissing the blokes. So jokes on her when she finds out I'm actually gay.
Cheers.
Shit, I know she's not gonna watch this, so it's all good. All right. Darnell,
Jabbo.
I actually already know. I know what I should be doing, but I just can't seem. Fuck, sorry. Cut that. Danny, I know what I should be doing,
Yes.
but I can't seem to stick with it. What's missing? What am I doing wrong, man?
I know what I should be doing, but can't seem to do it. Damn. All right. That's a good one. It's actually a lot more common than people think too. Like, because everyone knows what they should be doing, right? They know they should be, you know, prioritizing that gym session or going for a walk or prioritizing their mental health, you know, by the habits to support that, whatever it may be, eating healthy and all that stuff. But people just can't seem to do it. They know what they should be doing, but they can't seem to do it. There's a couple ways we can look at this. So first thing I would look at is address the wording, for sure. As soon as we've spoken about this so many times, if you say you can't, you never will. And it'll always be that constant battle. It'll always be that constant issue of just like, I'm having this tough relationship that I have with, you know, this part of my life because I know what I should be doing, but I just can't seem to do it. It's a limiting belief. And we need to change that. So we need to change how we think about ourselves in scenarios like this. Change it to what and how. How can I make it better? What do I need to do to make it better? So looking at things of how we can, are more of a neutral base of taking the emotion out of it and just think of it more objectively as well. There is going to be that objection. I find that it's like with a lot of people, not when they're particularly when they started because they got the motivation, but there is going to be some level of objection, like a mental objection when it comes to training journeys to some degree. I find that when people say like, you know, they have this part of their life where they struggle on what they should be doing, but they can't seem to do it. It does tether on their self-beliefs, their thoughts on themselves and stuff like that. Subconsciously, and maybe not even realizing that I'm like, I don't believe I should be going there. I should be just staying here. I'm not worthy. I'm not, or there's maybe a fear or something like that of going out of the unknown that actually can be quite uncomfortable because it is uncomfortable when you're growing, when you're changing that, taking that step towards your better version of self is so uncomfortable. So there is going to be those mental objections always like that's going to be facing itself. But as soon as we say I can't, as soon as we say I'm just like, I just can't do this, the battle's already lost before we can even find a strategy, before you can find a plan. So we need to change that immediately. From there is we want to take it into a bit of a nurturing role. I always like to think of like, you know, we think of like your goals, think of it like a plant. So you're thinking of like, when you're watering, you know, how you water a plant or how people water, you know, like how they approach their goals. They think when they have this part of their life, they need to absolutely just go hard, go 100%. I just need to commit to this. And then it becomes all this massive thing where it just freaks people out and say, I can't do it anymore. That's one example. That's like putting fucking 5 liters of waters in your small little fucking plant, your poor spider plant that's trying to clean up the air in the house, and now it's fucking dead because we just drowned it. That is pretty much how people approach their goals. I'm not going to talk about it because I've got a spider plant at home and I may have already did that once. But
What's a spider plant?
you know about a spider plant?
I don't know.
It's like a real stringy, it's like a fern.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if I do a reel, I'll put it up there. It's really nice.
Yeah, I want to see a spider plant.
It's cute. They're usually hanging up and shit. Anyway,
okay.
it's like you know when we're putting too much, we're going too in initially. So we've just drowned the plant, and we can't let it nurture. We can't let it grow, and like to obviously let it blossom for many years. Like, and it's just like the same with our goals too. think of your goals as like a plant. Think how you want to approach it is like a plant. They're just small, little, and like a little bit of consistency, watering every single week, so you can just nurturing this part of your life. We do this by setting realistic steps, right? We have to figure out, like what are the appropriate steps that we need to do from there. So when we're thinking about these what's and how questions, we're starting to think about, and I want you to think about on what is and I've actually been doing this a lot more recently with clients, is that think of the version of like the worst day, or if I'll use myself for example. Dan's in like a fucking shitty mood and he's just not feeling it, which is this week. I'm fucking bugging. What is the absolute minimum that I can do in this headspace, or in this person, like this version of that? Because the reality is we're always going to have a bad day, or we're going to have a bad week, or we're going to have just shit's going to hit the fan and you're just not vibing and that's it, right? So think of it as just like, what would that person realistically be able to actually do? And just go fucking start small. Start absolutely tiny, and like what is absolutely achievable, because that still moves the needle. It still like helps with the momentum, like progressing with your goals. So start with as a really, really small commitment on, and even if it seems like, and this is the thing where we're, again, with these objections, is that we're probably going to be going, this is fucking useless. This is a waste of time. Like, why would I just go for this 5-minute walk when I can do it? I should do an hour. Why should I just in the gym to do a couple exercises for 20 minutes when in reality I should be there for an hour? You know what I mean? Like, train for an hour and a half and barely walk out. Treat it like a plant. Let it nurture it. Let it grow. Otherwise, if we just douse it, it's going to drown and we're going to lose the progress, and you're going to come back 6 months later. Think of like how we can, make it really small, but as we talk about it a lot, Jimbo and I, is all this compounding effect, how it's like a layer we're just stacking on top. We're stacking on top. We're stacking on top, stacking on top. 6 months later, 12 months later, you're a completely different human because you just stacked these things on top of each other. So have those small realistic steps that you want to go from there, and even tend to like write it down is a really great way of doing it, and keep yourself accountable with a partner, with someone that you know, or with a gym mate, or wherever it may be, and have that circle of influence work with you. At the end of the day, I think there's one thing I could always refer back to is when we're looking to change, no matter the objections, that goes quick. No matter the objections that we may have, like mentally and stuff like that, you need to be open to change. You have to be open to change. You can't be half-assing it, just saying like, it'd be nice to change. You got to be open to it, because there's going to be those roadblocks. It's going to happen again, but you need to be open to be able to say, am I willing to change? Hell yeah. Then you'll be open to want to put yourself in comfortable positions to get better. And that's me.
Fuck yes. Hell yes. Dude, you answered it. Shut up, answered it. I love everything you said there, particularly initially about the changing the language. Is fucking so true. We're so used to, we as humans will always gravitate back to what we're used to.
Yes.
And if you failed in the past, whatever the fuck failed means, you're going to believe that is who you are. That's how you're going to be in the future. So it's important that you change that by doing exactly what you said. Make it ridiculously fucking easy. Set the bar way fucking lower for yourself, and just make sure you follow through and do the fucking thing. Make it super small bar, and then you can always slowly, incrementally build up upon that. And I say this all the fucking time. I swear I say this in every second question of the podcast. Get a fucking coach, even for a short period of time, just long enough so that you have somebody to keep you accountable to doing the right thing at the right time for long enough for you to prove to yourself that you can do the fucking thing. Because when you look at it logically, we're just not fucking logical people. Like, we always revert back to emotions and feelings, and this is who I am, this is how I'll always be. It's not logical. If you think about things logically, you know how many calories are in a kilo of fat, because we talk about it all the fucking time. So if your goal is fat loss, you know you can do that, you know. If you say, I can't go for my walk every day, well, you know you fucking can, because you're a human. Unless you have no legs, then you can go for a crawl or something or whatever. I shouldn't say that, but you can, you know, you do what you got to do. But it's all about, you know, working with your emotions rather than against them, and understanding that your concerns are not logical. They're not like actual logical. They're centered in emotion and previous experience. But what happens tomorrow is very different. If you choose to make it different than what happened yesterday, as long as you choose that. Easiest way to do that, fucking align your why, the reason why you're doing the thing in the first place, with what you actually give a fuck about, with your values. Like I said in the last question, align why you're doing the thing with shit you actually care about. So if your biggest thing is fucking, I care so much about work, kids, we'll say kids because we'll keep it on the kids thing. My top value is my fucking kids. I will die for them. I will do anything for them. They're the reason I'm not doing it. They're the reason I fall off because fucking little, I almost said Sally. What's like a little kid's name?
Timmy.
Little Timmy had a really bad sleep and then I didn't wake up in the morning because, you know, Timmy's my number one thing in my life. Align this with your values. If you choose to not do the thing, not necessarily missing one walk, but if that spirals into a full writing a week off or writing a fortnight off, how the fuck are you going to be a role model for Timmy? Timmy's going to see that, be like, oh, you know, mum does it for a week and then she doesn't do it for 6 months. You don't want to be that role model because that is your top fucking value. You care about how Timmy grows up. You care about what he sees. You care about how much energy you're able to give to Timmy. So align that shit with your values and then do everything fucking Danny just said. Make it fucking realistic. Change your language about the thing. And like you said, have to be open to change because it's fucking huge because so many people have that fixed mindset like we talk about all the time as well. Like changing how you look at life, how you look at results, how you look at the process of getting the result. Change how you look at everything. Change how you look at yourself, at your identity, all that sort of stuff. It goes way fucking deeper. We can't just answer a fucking question. That's why I like the speed runs as well, because we can just go straight to the fucking point. It's all service level, but as soon as we get these fucking 6 minutes, we go straight to the center of the fucking earth.
Because there's so much, it is a can of worms, right?
It is.
I think like if I could relate it back to something like with my personal experience, I remember when I was 15, when I first started my training journey and I was 52 kilos, tiny as fuck. I was a little bit smaller than I am now. But I knew for a fact that like back then I would never be able to think that I would be able to, first off, have a career in this. Never thought that. I was doing it for girls back then, run a marathon, you know, like a national level of strongman, powerlifting, the fuck's that? Like I didn't know any of these things. I didn't know these things existed. Even the thought, the idea of, you know, wanting to achieve this until we made the small changes, until we just did the thing, until we just stayed consistent at the wheel and just kept churning it away. And it's not about the accolades. It's not about the, you know, like, oh, look what I did. But this is just a result of just like, you just keep showing up and just doing the thing. You're doing the thing because you care about it. You're doing the thing because you care about, you know, for you and for your things that you actually value. Keep aligning with that and you'll always have a reason to keep going forward. The why is like absolutely everything. And if you don't know how to do the process, Jimbo's right. Get a coach. That's why we're here. Because we want to actually bring it back to you guys and help you guys because we want to help you. I don't know if you feel like as a coach, you would definitely know about this, like as a coach, we want to help you not right the wrongs that we did, but not make you go through the same steps that we have potentially done in the past, which we've fucking done it so many years, so many times, it's hard to even count.
If I could get a coach, if I could go back and get a coach when I was like 16, 17, 18, holy fuck, shit would be very fucking different. Like super different. It's like, it's the same as why would you wait until you get a fucking massive fine from the ATO for fucking up your tax that bad when you could have just got a fucking accountant? You could have just got an accountant, had a little chat, made a little plan, had no fucking fine. But instead you decided, you know what, I'm going to fuck everyone. I'm going to do it myself because, you know, it's easy. All I got to do is walk and eat less. And then turns out fucking 20 kilos later, now you got a fucked up belief system. You done fucked it up. Just get some actual real alignment. It just makes your life easier. You definitely don't need to. Like you can definitely do your tax yourself, but I would recommend getting an accountant. If I could go back to my first, well, I never even fucked with doing tax myself. I personally just went straight to the accountant.
I've never done that.
But you never.
No,
I've never done your own tax. No. Yeah, I was like, you never. Bro, that's crazy.
I've never jail, man.
Oh my god, straight up. Done. Tax fraud.
Literally. Oh,
yeah.
But yeah. A lot of good questions today, man. We hope you liked it. That
was good.
It was I think it was so much to unpack. It makes me even think about more things we could talk about, and we could easily make this podcast fucking 2 hours. More I think because there's just more things that's coming to mind. But we're not not doing that.
Maybe one day we'll just have a conversational episode where we just have a topic and we just chat to each other about it.
Well, we've got a lot of whiskey to get through.
Oh, maybe that can be like season finale.
Season finale.
We'll just do chats, fitness and health chats. You can write in topics and we'll just talk about it and drink whiskey.
Oh, God, that sounds actually a lot of fun. That sounds
That'll
like a lot
be sick.
of fun.
I'll leave the camera on because it fucking doesn't run out of battery. It overheats. We'll bring two cameras.
We'll bring 2 cameras. We'll stock up on everything, especially the whiskey.
Yeah, that'd be funny as fuck. Fuck, we'd be blind.
That's
anyway,
good. That's season 3 finale. That's something to look forward to.
that'll actually sound
Comment
fun.
if you'd like that. If you got to this point, comment if you're like, yes, I want Jimbo Darnell to get drunk.
Again. That was one of the best episodes. Go back and watch that if you haven't already, because that was fucking iconic.
That was Belief Systems, actually, season 1.
There you go. We talk about that still. Sober.
you
So
go.
imagine that chat drunk.
So much more fun. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and obviously leave your comments as well. First off, would you want to do a season 3 finale with a drinking episode where we're just going to chat for a fucking hour, maybe 2 hours? I don't know. We'll find out. But write your questions in as well, because Jamie's right. We need more questions, and we're running a little bit more thin on this side, so we want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your experiences. Same on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify and you're missing out all on the visuals, leave us a 5 stars anyway. We'd love to hear your questions too, and we'd love to all the support that you guys give us. And that's pretty much it. So, like, subscribe, 5 stars, all that cool shit, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, friends. Have a lovely weekend and a lovely week because it's Monday now.
That is true. Go win the day. Carpe diem.
Bye. Carpe diem.